Hello and welcome. It's Brooke-Sidney here, your mindset and manifestation coach, helping you to reprogram your mind so you can manifest more miracles. Manifest your dream life, your dream love, and your dream amount of money. Today, we're going to talk about the importance of, dare I say, being a little delusional or living from your imagination. But before I jump into it, I want to remind you that I offer one-on-one coaching, both in the form of like in-person / Zoom, really, and email coaching. So check out those offerings below. I also have an amazing Facebook group called Conscious Creators. That's for everyone. And I have a woman's only one called Awaken the Inner Queen. So I'd love to connect more with you in all of those ways. So let's talk about being a little bit delusional and living in the end. So I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it obviously, that we create our lives from our imagination. Our thoughts create things. Our inner world shapes our outer world. And if we look back since the beginning of time, everyone from like Einstein, even Hemingway, all of our greats, they always talk about the fact that they lived kind of in their head. They lived in this imaginative state. Everything that is now in our everyday environment, it came from in here. It came from inside of us. And more specifically, it came from in here. Whether you want to think that God gave us the ideas, I do, especially my really, I think, enlightened ones. The ones that I can totally tell make me uncomfortable because they have me stretching myself. They were like downloads. They were put into my mind so that I can act on them, right? They came down from the ether, from the God plane, from the 5D into our 4D, the fourth dimension, our minds and our imaginations, so that we can then activate them, have them reflected out in our external world. So, I know that's a lot, but if we boil it all down to something very simply, is that our imaginations create our worlds, especially when we're manifesting consciously. So many of us have allowed our lives to be shaped by our inner thoughts that we are not paying attention to, and that are somewhat operating on autopilot. Many of us are still living out, hey, myself included, I'm getting really good at seeing them now, but like these hidden patterns, these subconscious patterns that started back in childhood, conscious programs, unconscious programs that are running, that once we figure out what they are, we can now supplant them, meaning we can create new stories and new dreams and new programs that become, as Neville Goddard says, the natural assumption. And when something becomes our natural assumption, then we're able to manifest it. The inner becomes the outer. Our inner world becomes and reflects and mirrors our external world. So that brings me to the important point number 2, is that that's why we want to use our imaginations to create. We don't want to use the 3D, our reality, to create. If you use what's in front of you to create, you're operating on the past. You're operating on old programming. You're operating, unless you have everything that you want right now in the 3D, you're operating on thoughts, programs, beliefs, habits, systems, ways of thinking that you would like to stop. That's where your imagination comes in. That's where your dream state comes in. That's where I'm always talking about creating and scripting and using all these affirmations. But I figured, let's back up. Let's back up and talk about the importance of living in our imagination. Okay, the importance of figuring out what our dreams are and going into that space and seeing it and feeling it and experiencing it so vivid, that way that you can resonate with it. So I know in the recent past, I manifested love. I manifested a great love. Not without its troubles, but I did. I manifested a great love. And one of the reasons I knew that I had manifested this love, I mean, of course, we manifest everything that comes in, but had kind of upped my manifestation kind of quotient. I had changed some things about the people I was manifesting, was that there was a certain resonance, there was a certain feeling when his energy came in. It felt good, it felt familiar, it felt amazing. And I knew just even from that fiber of feeling, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, that I had manifested this person. Now we can go all into, how to manifest, sustain, keep holding the vibration of a healthy love. That's a video for another day. But the point is that your thoughts, your beliefs, your reality, and your imagination are going to manifest, especially when you hold that vision and hold that imagination, hold that thought. So I want to encourage you today to really start looking at your life to figure out what you would like to change. Look at the 3D, knowing that you are the creator, therefore you have the ability to change it. You don't have to stay stuck in your 3D. If you want to manifest an amazing love, start going to your imagination first to see what that amazing love, that love in your imagination, your dream state would actually look and feel like. That's where we start talking about getting into the dream, living in the in, and then starting to create these imaginal acts and inner conversations. But first, you have to have the dream. You have to have the vision. You have to have the imagination. So if there's a new love that you want to manifest, be intentional, disciplined, and focused on finding what that looks like in your dream state, your imagination. The same thing if you want to manifest your specific person, an ex maybe, you want to manifest that person back. You're going to have to create a new story around your relationship and around that person so that you can call in that better version of your relationship and that person. You will then be able to reflect that out. Go into your imagination. Think about how juicy, think about the good memories. If you want to manifest more money, the exact same thing. You want to actually maybe go into the imagination about what it would feel like to check your banking account, what it would look like on your phone to open up your banking app and see more money in the accounts, what it would look like for you to be able to, spend and not worry about your bills or worry about the amount in the bank account. What it would look like to be able to invest freely, to be able to see yourself, putting money into your mutual funds and stock accounts. Whatever it is that would make you feel like you have more money. If you have dreams around a new job, what would that job look like? Where would you go every day? What would your morning look like? What's your desk look like? Do you work from home? Do you drive to work? Do you telework, right? Do you have coworkers? Do you work by yourself? All of these things, bring them into your imaginations. Maybe see your new business card, see your new email address, if there's a particular company you want to work for. Put all of these things into your imagination. And that will help you out tremendously because it all starts in your imagination, in the 4D, right? And the last thing I want to say is you will know it when you see it in your 3D, and you will know it to me by how it feels. Sometimes our manifestations are obvious. I had someone asking me, how will I know if I manifested the person or whatever? That's why I feel like the feeling is so important for you to kind of grasp or get like a taste of during your imaginative acts and so forth, where you're imagining, because then you understand. I love the word resonance. You actually feel it. You feel your manifestation. And it's not that deep. Like some people are like, oh, you don't have to feel, da, da, da. You actually kind of do. The feeling is the secret. I think the feeling is the secret to activate your imagination to get it going. I think the feeling is the secret to sustain your energy around it, to stay encouraged. I love going into my imagination. I love going there and, feeling like I have the amazing partner. I love that space. And the more you get into this practice, as a lifestyle, you will start to truly value your imagination. One of my Queen Frequency clients told me now she loves her imagination. And I know she's been using scripting and manifested an amazing partner. So it works, folks, but you have to work it. And so today I'm giving you permission, not that you need it, but some of us need that reminder to live in the imagination, especially if your 3D is not reflecting what you want. Now's the time. Now is the time to start manifesting your dream life by reprogramming the way that you think. And that reprogramming comes from your dreams and your imaginations. Allow yourself to have them. And today, go dream, imagine, and co-create. Make sure you subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Drop your questions below, and I will talk with you soon.